a very good evening, everyone, and welcome to Reality After Show's coverage of Big Brother 24. It was the final 7. It's now the final 5. We finally made it to double eviction night. And I have 2 people with me to make up for the 2 people we lost tonight. First and foremost is my wonderful co-host, the one and only Brent Wolgamott. Brent, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Finally, the end of Michael. I cannot believe it. I truly thought he was going to comp out. I truly did. Because it didn't look like Big Brother was going to throw in a, crapshoot competition at any point. And when I first saw the competition, when they went to commercial break, I was like, I don't know. I didn't recognize it at first. And then when I realized what it was, I was like, he might not win this one. And I was proven correct. So once again.
And with Bobby out, unfortunately, due to various last-minute issues,
yes,
we have got a replacement for you that is a comp beast.
Replacement nominee. No, not a replacement nominee.
No, well, he might be a nominee, honestly, with this group tonight. It's the one and only Matt Hoffman from season 12. Matt, welcome back. How's it going?
Hey, thank you. It's always good to be back, causing a little trouble on the now newly named program that I've already forgotten the new name. The Reality After Show. What's next? Next time I come, what's going to be the next name? I can't wait to see.
Ask Fair Play.
What was the old one? Was it the NSFMWS?
NSFW, yeah, the thing I couldn't ever
I like this
better.
Better. Reality, this is better, and it's got like a Schoolhouse Rock kind of a logo to it. I think it's cool.
Yep.
You got
I'm sorry. We changed. I didn't even know we changed. Oh my God, we did change. Oh my
changed.
God, I had no idea what you were talking about. So before we went on the air, Alex said the name has changed, and I was like, the name has changed. I'm like, you mean from like rap to now? Like, I had no idea what he was talking about. I thought he was making a joke. And then God. I'm looking down at the name for the subscribers, and I'm seeing it's the Reality After Show, and that, my friends, I think is an improvement because it always felt a little.
I think it's an improvement.
Yeah, and I always felt a little X-rated to be working for a place that was like Reality NSFW. Although I'm working for a fair place, so what can I say?
Well, Brent, that was the name of the show last week as well.
Okay,
apparently it was the name of the show the week before.
I didn't notice. I never noticed that. That is
Bobby
amazing.
and I are literally making jokes of his whether he's gonna say the name right. So all right, Brent's oblivious to some things, clearly.
I really am. Yeah.
Yes. And you could have this was better than the other 2-hour episode, but there are certain things you could have been oblivious to and really not missed anything. One of them being the intro. I literally wrote them previously on This Week Happened. But early on, one of my favorite moments, I don't know if either of you caught this. Once Julie opens the show and she says it's day 65 in the house, as I just killed a fly right in front of me, Julie had to look at cue cards to read her own name. She's literally looking down, being like, "Hi, I'm Julie Chen Moonves, and this is Big Brother. And tonight is a double eviction on our show." And then
it looks like a hostage read, like a hostage note.
Yeah, I'm like, I understand, mate. Like certain things. Your name, that comes first.
Yeah, she's something's up.
I mean, right? What happened?
I don't know what they put in that Jesus juice, but it is frying her brain somehow.
It really is. I have to say, I also noticed it, as I'm sure anybody who has 2 eyes noticed it at the beginning, that she was a little off, and then when I saw her stumble over her own name, I had sympathy for her because, Alex, remember, she recently changed her name. She didn't always used to be Julie Chen Moonves.
Recently was 3 years ago.
Well, when was it the Les Moonves got?
Yeah, she waits for the sex scandal. And
I know.
It was when Brett/Brent got evicted. Mm-hmm. And she tried playing that game. So it was season 20.
Yeah, that's right. Ago. She did call him that. Yeah, because the people were telling me, she was obsessed with me. Yes. No, she called Brett Brent. Usually it's the other way around. People say Brent, they say Brett. Anyway,
this was a lot for the Chenbot, honestly.
Yes.
And we're used to it.
I feel this is a regular thing. It really, you just kind of wait each week and see what you're going to do with her simple job to read a teleprompter for
This was up there. This felt like a lot. I'm like, okay, all right. She's reading.
I don't know
her
what
name.
the deal is. I
feel
like she's like playing into it. It's like she's becoming a caricature of herself.
If
some
she
weird
wasn't-
way.
If she was somebody different, I would have suspected she had like, I mean, I guess maybe her Jesus juice got spiked. Because she seemed almost like she was drunk. I know she's not, but something happened. Like, oh boy.
I mean,
don't
like,
know.
let's be real. Like, I mean, it's a live show. I think if I had to guess what happened, like real tea, I think what happened was that the teleprompter that was right in front of her froze.
Yep.
And she was like, whoop.
Who am I? I'm
Yeah,
who?
like,
Julie,
what do I say
Julie
again?
Chen? Who
Even though she's done it 1,000 times.
What?
Yeah.
Big Brother 24? Really? Really?
Yeah.
All right.
I think the
You guys sure you
teleprompter
guys
froze.
right? 24?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
The
what it
teleprompter
says.
froze, and she forgot her name, but then she got it.
She got
yeah.
on. She got on board. She did.
Yeah,
for
it's
her.
day
That's great.
65 on this show that they're playing.
Also,
Okay.
did you? Since we're talking about the Chen bot, did you see like about an hour into the show, she was standing in the middle of the stage when we came back from commercial, and then all of a sudden she walked back over to the television screen for no apparent reason. Like, I mean, that's where she should have been. She should have
She
been in
wanted
front of the
exercise.
television screen. Did
Yeah,
you
I
not
feel
see that?
she's real cartoonish, like the way she turns to the cameras now and stuff. It's all this like she knows what she's doing. She's being like almost like an intentional weirdo, I feel.
Yeah, it was very weird. She was in the middle of the stage, and then and she's looking at us, and then she's like, "Oh yeah, I gotta walk over here." Like, well, girl, why were you not there? Like, that's where you need to be.
I could understand maybe in the second hour screwing up because she's only used to working 1 hour a week.
Yeah, it's tough.
But yeah, no, this was just a shit show from start to finish. What else is new on Big Brother? The episode I thought oddly enough wasn't. And we kicked that off with continuing from the veto not being used because Michael went. Oh, shocker! Michael won again. Terrence and Alyssa are the nominees. Michael talks about wanting Terrence out because he's taking his seat. What Michael didn't know was that just Terrence was taking his seat next to him on the car ride to the jury house. Brittany talks about wanting Michael out, and now, and we get what did you guys think of Turnerisms? Because we had to fill time.
Okay, boy, did they fill some time. Hoffman, I have no idea what the fuck they were doing in this segment.
Oh, do you want to hear any more about Alyssa's childhood bedroom? Because I do not.
Oh no, we're not there yet.
Right?
No,
there was that too.
Yeah.
So they kept showing the list, and it was the same list over and over. For some reason, they kept just like showing the same list. And I didn't understand why they were doing that. And they just kept like taking it down and then putting back up and then like lighting up the names in a certain order. And you guys, fire was not on the list half the time. And he says that all the fucking time.
You're right. They kept blowing the list of like, guys, it's funny. Is it funny yet? How about now?
You want to know what the list was?
Show you to see the list. Is it still funny yet?
All right. You want to know? You want to know what the list was? And this maybe shows how good or crazy a host I am. That I wrote the list down.
Keep talking. I'm
not because I wanted to. The
list
list is
disgusting.
in order: bussin', gas, sick, mid, ass, and discussin'. Apparently, T's and G's are not part of the vocabulary.
Fire in there. You're right. They totally missed fire.
And he missed fire. And...
Right? And facts. Which maybe they're saying like a fax isn't a thing, but
facts.
You know,
that's not part of the list. It's like a separate.
I guess
it's not on the scale of bussin' to discussin'.
Do we prefer the little vignette here of Turnerisms and all of his Turnerisms over BB? What was it, 18 or 19? Paul. We had those like your boy and the friendship, and we had a very similar, I feel, vignette in one of those seasons.
I think it was 18 and 19.
All of his little catchphrases.
No, it was both.
Yeah, right.
I'll take.
Yeah, I definitely prefer this. Turner's a lot more likable. Yeah, Turner's a lot more likable, and Paul is I can't stand Paul. So yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Good times when he lost. Good times.
I can't believe I'm on the Turner train.
I have never celebrated so hard when he lost, and I did that live. Like I thought Josh might have a smidgen of a chance to win, and I had heard rumblings that the jury was feeling Josh, and that they just hated Paul so much. But I really thought Paul was going to win. So I did a live, and I had that reaction when Josh won. I've never been so. I can't remember a time where I was that happy. Like that was so good.
We've seen Brent in the veil, and we've seen him ascending to Jesus, he felt like
Brent's
Jesus in that
happiest
moment.
his happiest moment in life when you look back on your deathbed, like, Brent, what was your happiest moment?
Oh, that was so
Josh
good.
beat Paul at Big Brother 19.
Oh,
the
it was
culmination of
and Cody was the last vote. Oh, it was so good. And I was a Josh supporter from the beginning. Like I
You picked Josh in your draft.
I did
to win.
because
Delusionally.
because I felt like he was like me. I'm a narcissistic cunt sometimes, and so like he wears his heart on his sleeve, and he's overly emotional, and I just felt like I understand this guy.
Will you always remember where you were the moment Josh won, the way that like people feel about the Kennedy assassination and the moon landing and stuff like that?
Yes, because I was experiencing it with all these people, and they were commenting in real time. So it wasn't like Twitter where you read the comment after the fact. It was like all these people were commenting in real time. Oh my god! They were all with me, and they were like, like, I can't believe it.
It's quite a moment. Yes.
Yeah, crazy.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, let's talk about a season that's a hell of a lot better than either season Paul was on, and thank God it is.
Very true, and it has been blown wide open by the events of tonight.
Oh, this season is fun. I gotta say,
it's good.
As the episode was going, we lose Terrence. Fine, knew that was happening.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Turner's HOH. Great. Oh, lovely. All right, fine. Alyssa and Brittany. Maybe we lose Alyssa or Brittany. Fine. Great. Monty wins veto. I'm like, damn it. I don't know if I wanted Michael to win, but I wanted Michael to. I wanted something interesting. Honestly, I might have wanted Alyssa to win it.
This is interesting.
And then
Michael
then
winning
he
would not have
says
been
he's going to use it, and I'm like, okay. I honestly thought he was going to keep the guys thing going, and just Taylor.
No, you're not up to speed on the feeds, honey.
For half a second, I did. For half a second, I just don't have faith. It's not that I'm not.
I had faith.
I was hesitant, but then they did it. Then they did. I'm like, this has turned around.
Yeah, this was good, like kind of old school chaos Big Brother play with the beak. I was good. I said the same thing when I was watching. I was like, this is like good old Big Brother.
It was around.
It was very like BB6, where like they all united to get James out of the house, because they all recognized they had to get James out of the house.
Yeah,
they like Michael's a much better player than James.
I know. I don't know.
He is. I love James. James. I just think Michael's a better player.
James is a better player. Anyway, we can talk about that later. But yeah, I think Michael dropped the
Michael's
ball.
Michael's a better
competitive,
like comp person. But
100.
There's a social aspect that I don't know. I mean, Michael didn't have the.
Okay.
He shouldn't. If he would have had a better kind of read on just the game and not the game season 24, just the game of Big Brother in general, he would. I feel he would have not maybe done the things in competitions and maybe competed so hard all the time.
I agree with you there. They both have flaws. I just think if you put
so we can talk about
seasons,
what he said in his when he said what he said in his interview with Chenbot. I have some issues with what he said, so we can talk about that too.
All right.
Doesn't sound
I think it's accurate.
Yes, but before we get there, we get Terrence's campaign.
I mean, God bless him. He's trying to stay.
He tried.
I mean, yeah. I mean, he's using an angle. He's trying to
do anything of
people of color together. Yeah, even though he's never gave a shit about that before. Never gave a shit about that.
He was like, "Hey, Taylor, you were my worst enemy. Can you vote for me to stay?" It talks about like how he wants to see a person of color to win, and Taylor's like, "Yeah, I agree with you. It's gonna be me." Then Monty and Terrence talk, and for at least a little bit, for a second, Terrence had Monty thinking, "Oh, maybe we should get rid of Alyssa instead," and then Monty pitches it to Taylor, and the kibosh is put on.
I thought it was crazy a little bit that like Terrence, rightfully so, by the way. I feel opinion spewing out that he was kind of miffed a bit about using race. Michael and Brittany kind of using race conveniently timed for his game, and then immediately goes and uses race to try and forward his game and make it a better game. And it's a bit of like a kind of goofy hypocrisy, I feel. A lot of kind of race using for a strategy this season by everybody, it seems.
Yep. And I think that so I think that was recognized by the house guests. Like, I know that Monty recognizes what Michael and Brittany did, and he recognizes what Kyle did, obviously, but he also was recognizing what Terrence was trying to pull in Taylor. If he wasn't previously aware of that, Taylor quickly disabused him of the notion that Terrence was in any way on his side, because Terrence was trying to get Monty out various weeks. Terrence is a kind of big game hunter. He is not somebody you want to keep in the house. If you're at the even in the top half of the pecking order of the house guests, he is totally unpredictable. Changes with the wind. Taylor had him pegged, and it's so funny because for the longest time it was like a one-sided affair with him and Taylor. Taylor did not know that Terrence was against her, but Terrence was a total bitch to Taylor behind her back. Talked really, really badly about her. Some really choice words he had to say about her, to the point where Twitter is of the belief that he just doesn't want to see a black woman win. He's like that. And you saw in his exit interview that he was like, the person that would make you the happiest is Taylor to follow you out, Mister. It'd be nice to see a person of color win. Girl, bye. He's just the worst.
Yeah,
he is literally the worst. I couldn't with him. But finally, once, because he tried, and I understood, this is the point where I agreed with Terrence, and I understood where he was coming from. Last week, I said on this podcast that I understood where he was coming from because Michael and Brittany used race as a weapon in the game to try to get their way to save Monty and Taylor because they felt like they needed Monty and Taylor in the game, and they were pissed at Kyle. Michael was pissed at Kyle for betraying him, and he should have been pissed at Kyle. Whether he should have used race as a weapon or not, and whether everything's fair in Big Brother is another discussion. But he did it. He used race as a weapon to get Kyle up on the block, and he got rid of him. But then Terrence realized that was not good for his game, because if things had continued on and Michael had not brought that up to Turner's to Turner's attention, Monty would have gone on the block next to Taylor, and Monty probably would have gone home because the Dire Fest would have held strong. By outing Kyle's racism, they effectively handcuffed Turner into putting Kyle on the block and evicting him. But that was a bad move for Terrence, and Terrence recognized that. So last week, Terrence was trying to save Kyle. He was like, well, maybe we should keep the guy who said some racist shit in the house to try to learn. And, maybe that'd be good. We could show that we have grace. Of course, what he's leaving out in that pitch is that it's better for his game to keep Kyle in the game because he knows Kyle would not put him on the block. And he has nothing to say about the fact that in saving the guy who had some racial things to say, he would be evicting the black woman in the house. But he left that part out, details. So then, but see, the thing was, Taylor didn't know about that, but she got wind of that last week. And this week, when it came time to pay the piper, she let Terrence know that she was not happy about him trying to save Kyle last week. She let Terrence know, number one, you tried to save Kyle. Number two, I have a choice this week. And this was the real tea, you guys. When she let him have it, she let him have it good. She said, Terrence, my problem this week is Taylor I'm talking about. She says, Terrence, my problem is I don't know what to do. Should I evict the white woman who's crying all the time? Or should I evict the black man who tried to keep a white guy in the house who did a racist thing in order to evict me as the black woman? What should I do, Terrence? And he had nothing to say to that. Zippo. What'd you say? Oh, I'm sorry. Did I do that? Yeah. I was living my best life when she had his nuts in a vice, and he's begging for a vote from Taylor. Oh, mwah.
I gotta rewatch the I gotta watch the video of that. I've not seen the video, but I've heard it.
Yeah.
Yes. I had to check. Taylor is a queen. She is such entertainment gold.
And so, sorry, go ahead. We're still talking about Terrence. Sorry, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. Really quick. I'm pleased that Terrence at least tried to play the game the second half. First half of the game, he kind of fell asleep. Second half, he wasn't great at it. I don't want to say he wasn't good at it, but at least he tried. He did try.
Terrence is a better player than like 3/4 of the people in what the season we were discussing, Big Brother 19, where they all literally just followed Paul to the end. Terrence is a better player than those people for real.
No, but yeah, Terrence, just a little bit of a hypocrite, just a little bit,
and not a very nice man.
Yeah, no, it doesn't seem like the nice. He reminds me and I don't think. Not even to get racist. I just think he's almost like the stereotypical old man, where he's just kind of like, fair. Everyone's younger than me. I'm smarter than all of them. Why does nobody realize this? I've been through so much more, and I think because Taylor's has that like persona where he's just like, no, ew, no. you think
I'd
you're
expect
smarter
more
than me? No.
more grace instead of a fair out of a bus driver / karaoke DJ. It's sad that we
Yeah, no, but he's the bus driver / DJ where if you say anything to him, he will try to put you in his place in your place because he is the boss, and that's what he's got. Because
I get that. He does have that old man energy.
He definitely does.
The thing was, and I think Terrence didn't understand why he was being evicted because he rightly sees Alyssa as a much bigger jury threat, and she is. Like, let's be clear about that. The house guest evicted the smaller jury threat tonight on the first go around, but what they didn't tell him was, bitch, none of us can trust you. That's what they all needed to say to him, and they couldn't say that to him because they didn't want to get an earful from him on the way out the door. They needed to say, bitch, we can't trust you. You're a big game hunter. You blow with the wind. You change with the wind. I couldn't tell you what he might do if he won HOH. Even if, I will say this, even if Taylor had saved him, I think that he might have, like, Taylor still would have been in like the top half of his nominees if he had won HOH. Terrence.
And then he's threatening to taint the jury and this.
Yeah.
He's very unstable.
That's crazy. Yeah, he's chaos.
Yeah.
Very
I don't think,
unstable.
I'll say this, if Taylor's in the final two with I think anybody, I don't think Terrence is voting for her. He
Terrence will
hates
never
her with a
vote for her.
passion.
Never.
And I love it that she put him in a vice there at the end in her goodbye message, like, hey, you wanted a person of color to win, and I hope that I'll have your vote if I get there. You know, she was real nice about it and called him out on his shit. And, you know, we'll see. I don't know if that's going to work for her.
Shot. Nope.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I think
even if everybody votes for Taylor, I think he votes for whoever's there with her.
Oh, of course. Really quick though, how would you, in real time, how long would you say Monty was convinced that they should get rid of Alyssa over Terrence before kind of Taylor was like, no way, I'm doing this?
Never, not from what I saw. I really don't. I feel like Monty was more reporting back to Taylor. Like, here's what happened.
We did get the diary room where he was like, I'm trying to, like, I want Taylor to do this. I'm just saying.
I know. I felt like that was the Big Brother force feeding him lines.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
I never saw him thinking about getting rid of Terrence this week because he'd have to go against the HOH, and he, like, his whole thing was he didn't want Michael to know he was coming for him into the very moment when they knew Michael was dead. Like, so you're telling me they would have to go against the HOH? Yeah. It wasn't going to happen.
We then get a whole lot of nothing from Julie. And then we get a segment that, honestly, I was very happy to see.
Bizarre.
It was bizarre, but I was happy to see it. And that's our check-in with the jury. As the last
I thought you were talking about the sandcastles and the beach room.
Oh, we're not there yet.
Had.
No. We have to talk with the jury for about 15 minutes.
Well, that was bizarre, too, for another reason. Yeah.
Yes, it was. And that's why I thought you knew where I was going.
Sorry.
Yeah. And what they've done the last few years, which I don't know if I like more or worse. I think I like it worse. Instead of checking in with the jury week by week, it's like, all right, every 4 weeks. All right, here's like a long segment. And because they have time to kill, they'll give it to us. Yeah. Matt, let me ask you first. You being on a jury and in the jury house, what's it like? How good / bad is it?
That was great. I mean, you know, I had it a little different. People weren't super fond of me, so
you had a little Kyle.
Yeah,
you were like the Kyle, except
I was, and I had to sleep in a different room from everybody else and stuff. And so it was a different experience, but it was still nevertheless fun. I mean, it's like really like you just get everything catered to you. It's you just snap your fingers. I asked for a guitar, they brought me a guitar. You want food, whatever kind of food you get, food, movies, whatever. It's great.
It does sound quite nice.
Matt, I have to say, just as a quick stop down here, it boggles my mind still that you were on this fucking show that we're watching. Like,
it's so crazy, right? Me too.
Right, isn't it?
Fuck.
Yeah.
How did that happen, Brent? How did that happen?
You were on that soundstage. I don't know how they ever got, like, how they ever looked at you and was like, this is the guy we need to put. I mean, I would love to see you play.
It's mental. I feel there's a mix-up somewhere.
You're not a company man. I was curious why they were thinking we need to get this guy on the show.
Thank you, Brent. I take all this as a compliment.
It was because they had a little bit of courage back then.
They did. They had more courage back then. You're right about that.
Personality went a long way back then. I didn't have any Instagram followers. Nobody gave a shit. It didn't matter.
Yeah. They're like, you'll lie. You'll make up a story about your wife having.
Yeah, sure. I'll do whatever you guys want. Let's have some fun. People want to have some fun, so they cast Matt off.
Oh, you had fun, right?
I'll never be back.
And I find it so funny. And I didn't. when I asked you to come on, I did not know they were going to show this, and not comparing the racism to what you did.
Thank you.
But in comparison of, let's say, rudest welcomes, you were both up there.
I honestly feel like I got it pretty hard. Because I had it. Here's the thing, and I wonder if they're going to do this with him. I had to keep doing it. Like every time someone new would come, I'd have to do the thing, and then someone else would come and have to do the thing. And in that 6-day period until the next person came, people finally started to warm up to me, and then I'd have to do it again, and then they're going to hate me again. Until it was just a cycle.
Here's the thing: Kyle doesn't have to do that because the rest of them are in the house.
They were all there. Yeah, that's true.
He only has to do his thing once, but. What do we get from Jerry? Before Kyle's there, Indy's alone. Jasmine shows up, has to mention her injury. I made note of that. Joseph is happy. They watch the episode, and Jasmine is like, I don't think Michael runs an escape room. He's too smart. About time.
But he did do that. That's true. Like in real actual, like that is true.
But they figured out
for a hot minute. Yeah.
Yeah, but figure out that he's just not that. I don't know.
Anyway.
I mean, it's not like I feel like the people think that was never even like you just pulled that out in there.
Right. No, he pulled a past job out. Yeah.
But that's a smart thing to do. No one does it. No one does like a past job that they actually did. So you can really like talk about it. Like at least he pulled a shitty past job that he can speak on and like knows the ins and outs of.
I don't know. For me, I think if I'm hearing this job, like, sure, I could believe maybe Michael did it, but like for a guy like him who seems rather successful, he's incredibly smart, physically strong, he'd be like, this is what you do? And how old is he? He's like late 20s, early 30s. I don't know. Like, this
is he fit? Like, yeah, I've never seen him shirtless or anything. Like,
I mean, he's in good shape. He's not like
he's a beanpole.
What?
Yeah, he's a beanpole, but I mean, like he's,
Like, would you think he's involved in athletics and exercises in his free time at home and stuff, or not? So,
I mean, he's
a little. Like, I could see him playing like recreational volleyball.
Anyway, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah, but like,
yes,
yeah.
Why can't we talk about Michael's body some more, you guys? Come on.
I mean, well,
he's a good-looking man.
Yeah, he's a good-looking guy.
Maybe Hayden's watching.
Regardless of what you think about this.
Oh, you're soon to be husband's
not exactly my type, but he's very good.
Yeah, Joe. But when we get Kyle over, Joseph said he wants him out. Kyle comes in. Joseph's like, "What happened about going to war?" And then
he drops the bomb. Yes.
And then we get the bomb. And all I'll say about this is, if Kyle keeps up this like attitude, sounding remorseful, wanting to be a better person, I'm all for it. I really hope he learns. I think, in this situation, pretty much did well. He took the blame for everything. He explained clearly what he was worried about, acknowledges how bad it is. They all are mad at him, understandably. But it also seems like they're all going to be willing to give him another shot because they're all nice people deep down inside. Yeah, I don't know how long we need to get into this, but Brent, what do you think of this whole segment?
I think his lines are like pre-written for him. It feels very put on. I don't know if he really believes any of it.
I think he believes it at this point.
I think he's done it so much. His interviews have been done. He's like, how much has he had to say this? He's probably said the same thing 1,000 times. So it sounds pre-written. In a way, it is pre-written. It's pre-spoken. It's so much. But I mean, I don't think that makes it disingenuous. It means he just had to fucking answer the same question.
I think he said it a bunch, and I also think he's probably talked to production of like maybe the way to say it. But deep down, we're gonna see in the real world. The real world.
Yeah, I don't think you can make any judgments here. He's like, all we know is what we saw what he did, and now we have to just take his word for it in jury that he's a better person.
Is for now, with what, again, taking it almost with a grain of salt, this is probably the best he could have acted compared to people in the past who have acted like pieces of garbage, who will deflect, who will blame. He's like, no, I did this. I was wrong. I have a lot to learn. Hope he continues that. And I really hope he does. Because I think, I hope he does. And if he does, I'm here for him. I'm rooting for him.
I have a
But,
question.
yeah.
I watch the feeds. Obviously, you guys know this. So, as a TV viewer, I see Kyle is also coming off like really as good as he can in his situation. He's doing quite well. But it seems to me, and is this not true on the feeds? Like Brittany and Michael just seem to just like they are never. It's almost like it's not even a thing anymore. Is it? Have they come out and said like, "Hey, I'm sorry we waited so long"? Or I feel like they just kind of make it seem like Brittany and Michael are not part of this anymore. The fact that they waited so long and all that stuff, kind of a little bit.
I mean, like it's still talked about in the house. Like Terrence and Monty were talking about it. Taylor,
but I'm saying,
Monty
have
were talking
they
about it.
done like the remorse thing that Kyle is doing, or is it
No,
just kind of like
no? They're just like they have a stock line of, well, we weren't sure when we should bring it out because it was unclear in the beginning and we didn't want to throw him under the bus and blah 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 blah, and like it was just like we wanted to be sure until we said it. But even then, they still waited 2 weeks, and they waited until they needed Kyle out of the game in order to throw him under the bus. And like Monty and like, to be clear, if Michael had gotten to the end of this game, I don't unless he was sitting next to Brittany, I don't think he was a slam dunk to win. There was a time when I thought that, but based on the way Monty and Taylor and Terrence were talking, they were not happy at all with Michael and Brittany. And their timing on this one and why they used it. And you saw the first thing, and I don't know how much time passed, but you saw the first time that Kyle brought it up in jury, and this is what happened. The first thing out of Joseph's mouth is, well, why did they wait it so long? And Jasmine's like, why did they wait so long? And Indy's like, I gotta excuse myself, and like they were pissed at Michael and Brittany.
They have freaking internets. They have internets, you guys.
I know,
she's right.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part.
I like that. I was like, did she say that? And she did. Yeah, because I've looked up like the demographics of Kyle's hometown. Yes, it's 90% white and all this, but she is right. We do have internet.
And he's like a worldly person. That's the other thing, too, that I didn't say last week. Like, first of all, I've seen pictures of him at a bar. He said in the house that he's never been to a bar. He has. Let's just be real about that. Number 2, he's on the internet every day. Like, he has TikTok followers in the hundreds of thousands. Like he is not somebody who is just a hermit in his basement. He understands the way the world works. He understands the way social media works. And he still opted to say what he said. So, and also the thing that's missing in what he's saying in his I am trying to be a better person, blah, blah, is the why of what he did and the why it was wrong. It wasn't wrong to say it because it was racist per se. It was wrong to say because what you're saying when you say that the black people from this season and the people of color from this season are going to act like the black people from last season is that all black people act the same. I mean, that's what I'm, and he never articulated that. He never said that. And the reason why, because like, make no mistake, Kyle was in a fantastic position going into the week where he decided to blow up his game and was, the whole Direfest thing. And he decided to protect Alyssa and throw Joseph under the bus. Like, he was in the best position in the leftovers until he started to espouse these beliefs. And that's what sent up red flags to Michael and Brittany, who, again, they didn't say anything at the time. Then later on, after that, she had a talk with production, that Brittany was like, maybe we should put a pin in that, Kyle, because that doesn't look good, remember? But of course, he kind of doubled down again. So then she held on to it, and then they exposed it to get him out of the house. But, so many things that went wrong here that could have been avoided. But I just don't it does bug me that Kyle is being made to, it does seem like production's going real easy on Kyle. And feeding him lines and it just I'm not here for it.
No, that was right. Kyle, I think in the house got the punishment he deserved, and probably could have gotten more. And honestly, the fact that these people are being so nice to him shows what good people they are. Production, they want to protect the nice, good-looking white boy. Unfortunate, but. That's the way it is. And I just, again, here's my only hope, that this goes into the real world and that Kyle actually learns. Because I agree, he doesn't have much of an excuse. Yes, he grew up in an all-white town pretty much, but he's on the internet, all that stuff. Even with that, excuse or not, let's see how he acts in the real world. That's all I'll say on that.
Whatever.
I hope the rest of the jury experience for all of them was peaceful, because... Yeah.
Okay, I feel like we're moving too slow. Can we talk about Terrence?
I agree.
And,
that's
good
why
shit? Okay, I don't want to talk about this shit anymore.
Oh, can we talk about my favorite thing then?
What?
Alyssa's beach
It's just
room.
so bizarre. Like,
Oh
really,
my
like, can
God.
somebody explain to me what the fuck this was? But this was like, we have to fill time and we're going to pull this out. Like, just to be clear about this, the thing that they showed us was Alyssa talking about her beach home, beach room, whatever the fuck, as a child.
Childhood
What they did not show us was the reason what happened tonight was because of Taylor. They totally like they did like Taylor, like God bless her, like I love Taylor, but like they haven't shown, like she hasn't had a ton of great moments. Like I feel like, you know, her HOH was like literally terrible. It was terrible. Like, let's be real. But she has made some game moves and some decisions, like telling Turner she was going to pawn him up, and that of course destroyed her relationship with Turner. Like, she's not been a very good game player. But this week she was really good, and she's the reason that Michael's out of the house, because Turner and Monty were scared of an all-girls alliance. To just to back it up real quick, like, because again, it's going to fill in what happened later in the episode, which they didn't show. They showed Alyssa, I almost called her Melissa. Alyssa talking about her beach house or beach home or beach room or whatever the fuck with sand in it over Taylor. And I really wish they would have included the Taylor conversation, because then would have filled in why the boys were going after Michael, because Taylor was seemingly a part of this all-girl alliance, as you saw in the episode, and the boys were kind of spooked by that, and they were making a gentleman's agreement with Michael. But then they were quickly disabused of that notion when Brittany was caught red-handed lying about a few things, and Taylor and Alyssa were on board to get Brittany out. So obviously the girls thing isn't a thing anymore. So when Monty goes to Taylor to talk about possible nominees for the next week, she's like, yeah, but if Michael doesn't win the veto, we're doing the thing, right? And Monty was like, oh yeah, I kind of forgot that, like, since the whole girls thing has been, like, he didn't say this to her, but he's in his head, he's like, since the whole girls thing has been disproven and the girls aren't working together anymore, I forgot I can get rid of Michael now. And that was seriously because of Taylor. And they didn't show it on the episode. I'm hoping they show it to fill in on Sunday night why Michael went home. Maybe they will. But God, oh my God, can they please give Taylor some coverage of her gameplay, because she's made some bonehead moves, but this was a really good move by her, and it really opens up the end game possibilities for her to win. Because I wish they would have showed it that. But anyway, they decided to show Alyssa talking about her beach room.
Yeah, and Michael's like, I couldn't put anything on the walls. I enjoyed the DRs of Michael's like, this sounds very Florida.
Yeah, it's like I like those little, you know, sidebar quirky injection segments, but this was so mundane. Like, this is like a very normal. There was nothing like it. I mean, I guess it's weird that she had a beach themed room with some sand in it, but not like so weird that you'd make a segment out of it. And to Brent's point, like,
right,
trumping it over something significant.
For game talk that was going to fill in the double eviction. Like, if Michael didn't win the veto, I don't care who was HOH, he was going home.
They needed to fill time. And we couldn't put gameplay in because Big Brother's not about gameplay. The only other thing, the thing we actually got right before that was the gentleman's agreement of sorts, where Brittany kind of tells Turner, hey, Alyssa wants an all-girls alliance. So Turner grabs Michael and Monty and be like, well, maybe we should just flip HOH every week. And us guys will go to the final three, and I want.
Does Brittany suck as bad on the feeds as she appears in the show? Yeah. I mean, she's like, she tells Turner about she's going to turn on Michael, and then she tells him about the alliance.
She's like,
fucked up. What are you doing?
Go ahead.
Really quickly with Brittany, I appreciate that, like, she's kind of in some ways realizing that, like, she's not in the best spot to win, so she's trying to make moves and like play the game and all that, but then she just does not do it well at all, and is like,
but she also didn't have a good. She also didn't have a good ally in Michael, because Michael was aware that Brittany was not getting traction with the house guests, and could have let her in on the fact that, you know, hey, some people are talking about you, and they're coming to me with it. They're telling me your shit, like you're saying some shit, and they're saying don't tell Brittany, and I'm telling you, so you need to chill. And she didn't chill. And if Michael would have done that, I think that, like, here's the chain of events, just to remind you guys. Well, this is getting into the second part of the episode to explain what the fuck happened. But again, Monty and Turner were loyal to the gentleman's agreement with Michael as long as they felt the threat of a women's alliance against them. Okay. Yep. But, and if Michael had been more loyal to Brittany, that threat could have remained real. And if he had told her what they were saying, she could have inoculated a few people. That was Taryn's word from earlier today, so that's in my head. Alyssa and Taylor, and they could have still had a girls' alliance, which would have kept Monty and Turner at bay for Michael, and maybe he could have got past it. Although you heard it from me earlier on Twitter this week. I was like, look, I don't care what any of these people are saying. If Michael doesn't win the veto at the final 6, he's got to be out. Like, he has got to be out, and they have to know it. I don't care what any of them say, and I don't care how pissed they are at Brittany, and they were pissed at Brittany. If Michael doesn't win the veto, he's got to be going. Like, that has to be everyone's number one priority. And what Turner said in the eviction later on in the night, which I know I'm getting ahead, when he said, I have to open up the number 1 spot, he was right. Everyone realized that. So again, I'm pissed that we totally shuffled off Taylor in her one moment not one moment, but one of many, one of her best moments of gameplay this week, by saying that, hey, shouldn't we go after Michael? And he's like, oh yeah, we should, because there's not a girls thing anymore. But
again, Brent, like, is that like a good move, or is it just like a very mediocre move amongst like, it seems so obvious. Was that her word? That probably would have happened anyway, given the way that things played out. Michael's going home whether Taylor.
I mean, she solidified it. How's that? It's a move that probably would have been made, but she made sure that it, like, once Turner won HOH, I was like, okay, if Michael doesn't win veto, like, I know people are panicking online, but I saw the feeds, and if Michael doesn't win the veto, he's gone. Like, whereas before she said that, I think that Monty might have hesitated, because for some reason in his head he's like, I don't want to go home next week if I get rid of Michael now.
I was worried about that.
Dude, it's after tonight it's the final 5. What the fuck are you waiting for? I will say they got really lucky, because I thought they should have just nominated Michael and Brittany to start. Like, that's what they should have done, because Michael knows he's the biggest target. It doesn't matter if you pretend that you weren't going to go after him. If he doesn't win the veto, he's going to go home, and he knows it. Like, I just felt like they were giving Michael an opportunity to save his goat in Brittany if he likely won the veto. And it just so happens that Big Brother came up with a competition that Michael couldn't win.
And he came close.
Yeah.
He got out of the thread, and if he had a couple inches,
I think he got tangled up.
And that was not a Monty competition to win either. It's like like a little.
It was the definition of crapshoot.
Squirrely person.
Yeah.
Monty's like big. You think it'd be harder?
All right. I will say one other segment we got before the first vote, which I kind of liked, was the little GoPro footage where they give the players a GoPro every week, and Taylor's like, "Oh, who's lying about your job?" And they first accuse Taylor. That goes nowhere. They go to Monty, and interesting. They think he's ex-military, which I guess you just think every built guy is ex-military. Okay,
like. He's a mechanical engineer. Like, does anyone care? Like, is he going to reveal that at the finale, and anyone's going to give a shit? Like,
no one gives a shit.
No,
like,
I think they'll be like, "Oh, you are
lawyer thing." Yeah. It's going to be predictable. It's like, yeah, I knew that. Yeah.
I think
I knew you were a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah. But then the Michael thing, I think, will be interesting a little bit to them.
Yeah, I guess. But he's out now.
Because Jasmine, like, I knew it. She knew it. I did it, Michael. I can't believe you did this. That'll be Jasmine at the finale. Monty gave a good Arnold impression. I was impressed there. Talking about how they thought he was either military or doctor. And then blah, 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 whole lot of nothing.
Oh my God.
We get a vote. Terrence loves his wife.
I get so annoyed.
Monty's shout outs are getting crazier and crazier. He shouts out his barber.
Monty.
He's obscure. His life coach this week.
Monty called Julie a Proverbs 31 woman. You are, which okay.
Yeah. Is Caitlin Herman his life coach? Do we know who his life coach is?
No. He's smart. He's too smart to have Caitlin as his life coach. Let's see. They all vote Terrence. Turner says to Julie, "What up, brother?" And these are the moments where I'm like, "Oh, Turner, I want to love you, but I can't. I like him." Then Terrence with the cringiest eviction I think I've ever seen. Well, maybe not. Well, it's up there. He goes home for nothing. He's like, "Y'all know I got to do it." Daniel hugs nobody and leaves. And they're like, "Why the hell would you mention Daniel?"
Yeah, and even Julie, like, who are you closest to? Daniel and Nicole. It's like, who? Why are you even hanging out?
Who? Like, that was like 5 weeks ago. What?
Yeah.
He's so dumb.
We get Terrence's exit and let's go through this really quickly, then we can cut to our good old friends at Manscaped. Are
you still doing boner pills despite the
no, just razors to shave your boner.
All right, that's cool.
All right,
yeah,
I like it.
Terrence is upset. He got voted out because he's the safer play due to his manipulation skills. Okay. He likes that Michael was competitive. He wanted Taylor to play in the veto over Turner because he's an idiot. And he was most loyal to Daniel and Nicole. Look how that worked.
I think he wanted Taylor to play in the veto over Turner because he thought that Taylor was the weaker competitor and he wanted to win the veto. Like, that's the thing.
Yeah,
like,
he said it was to bridge the gap between the two of them. I don't know.
Whatever.
Not very smart. He loves Big Brother. He did it to make his parents happy. And then Julie tells him it's a double. He's shocked and he wants Taylor to follow him because
why?
Yeah, we're gonna have a person of color win. That's how it's
because he hates black women. That's the reason why.
It's not often like a contestant's so shocked.
He hates young women. He hates young
Usually,
women.
like they're ready for it. You know, I feel like they weren't ready for it this time.
Yeah, they're a little bit surprised. Julie tells them that there will be a double. They're a little sad, and it's going to be the fastest and wildest night of the season, which was said at the Split House Twist of Nothing. It was a little more true this time. And with that, are you guys ready to hear from Manscaped?
Oh, sure.
All right, we will be back in literally 2 minutes after a word from Manscaped.
When we come back, I can tell you some tea about Caitlin Herman when we come back from the.
We'll get tea from Caitlin. Tea about Caitlin Herman. We'll talk about the second half of the double eviction, Michael's exit. Oh, and maybe we'll take some questions. We'll be back on Reality After Show right after this.
Support for Reality After Show is brought to you by Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-waist grooming. Their products are precision-engineered tools for your family jewels. Manscaped's Performance Package, the ultimate men's hygiene bundle. Join over 6 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped with this exclusive offer for you. That's right, 20% off and free worldwide shipping with the code SURVIVOR at manscaped.com. If my math's correct, that's about 12 million balls.
The Performance Package 4.0 has arrived, and oh man, is it a game changer. Inside this package, you'll find their Lawnmower 4.0 trimmer, Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer, Crop Preserver ball deodorant, Crop Reviver toner, performance boxer briefs, and a travel bag to hold your goodies.
First off, the Lawnmower 4.0, this trimmer is the future of grooming, and dare I say, the greatest ball trimmer ever.
Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to help reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skin-safe technology. The Lawnmower 4.0 is waterproof and has a 4000K LED spotlight that you need for a more precise shave.
Now, I have a dark shower curtain in my bathroom, and I've been looking for the perfect way to shave in the dark, kinda. Guess what? I found it! 4000K LED! No longer a problem. I got perfectly smooth, clean balls thanks to the Lawnmower 4.0.
It's time to take care of yourself, so go to manscaped.com and get 20% off and free shipping with the code SURVIVOR. That's 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com and use the code SURVIVOR. Unlock your confidence and always use the right tools for the job with Manscaped. Thanks for sticking with us through the ad break. And don't forget, for more exclusive Reality After Show coverage, visit realitypatron.com. That's reality, Patron.com.
All right, and well, Brent and I are back.
We're back.
Matt was maybe busy shaving his balls. Yeah. I don't know.
I'm fresh and clean now.
Oh, good. Oh, you'll be all right. Well, Matt's fresh. Brent is still here.
That's for the Patreons. You guys can all see it on the exclusive Patreon podcast.
I honestly don't remember what the new patron like is, but become a patron of Reality After Show. You get you'll get to hear a different Matt talk about shaving his balls and really whatever you want.
Shavings.
Yes. All right. The double eviction.
Brent will tune in. I know he will, by the way.
Oh, of course Brent will.
To what? Well, I'm sorry. I was reading something on Twitter that was something just making me howl. Go ahead. What?
the Matt Hoffman Patreon ball shaving events.
Oh, really? Interesting. Yeah, I
For
would
the
tune in
Patreon.
for that just to see if you could do it correctly. Yeah.
Oh, is there like a wrong way, right
Well,
and wrong?
So no,
Putting
so I
yourself-
will say there are two ways to do it apparently because I
Okay.
could never use a like mechanical device near my nuts. Like I just could
No,
never.
you gotta go big. Like
Thank
straight
you.
edge,
That's
yeah.
exactly
Of course.
exactly what I do. Yeah. So my boyfriend uses like a mechanical thing, and I'm just
No,
like,
how? Oh my goodness.
I know,
the little
right?
wall
I'm like,
folds, the little folds
I
of
know,
balls get like all clipped,
right?
right?
I'm just saying, yes.
I
So,
think it's no
but
good. It's
apparently
not
some people
smart.
do. But I have to use a straight edge. So yes,
You get right, yeah, absolutely.
yes.
Plus,
All
it's like
right.
a bulky. You know, they get bulky. Do you know if the Manscaped thin? Is it easy to hold? Is it thin? Like a razor's nice. You can get you find whatever you need to find.
Right? Yeah, I know.
This is good.
Alex
This
wants
is
to
good
bury his
stuff.
head.
Good content. Well, we're gonna get to get a bonus
what
from
did I do to
Manscaped
that?
because
What
this is
did
like
I-
what a live. This is a live read. Don't live reads pay more? I feel we're doing like we're riffing.
You
we're
could
riffing on the Manscaped.
listen. I could do a live read if Fair Play wants me to do a live read. I would do a live read better than that commercial, and it would be the best thing ever. But that's not. I'm not paid to do that. I'm not paid for any of this.
Anyway.
So let's talk about the double eviction. The HOH is a quiz and it's a memory comp, which I liked. And
I knew it was going to be
yeah,
something like this. Yeah, something that was
shocker,
very
Alyssa
like
stunk at it.
it was.
Alyssa stunk.
okay.
Turner won it.
Can I just say,
Wow.
like, was I the only one who could not tell the difference? And I am not colorblind. What the fuck was pink? But
I
pink
could tell.
and red.
Yeah.
Pink and red and orange, I could not tell. Like I have to go watch it again because like because they one time they said like that the answer was pink and I didn't even think pink was one of the colors.
It looked a little purpley to me, but
okay.
Yeah. What would have been funny is if Big Brother didn't realize that like one of their players was colorblind.
I'm sure they
Oh.
know this. Yeah.
No, they knew. I'm saying, but if they didn't, that
Yeah.
would have been funnier. But yeah, that was an interesting competition. If anybody, any of the audience was colorblind, I'm sorry. You probably didn't
I
know what the
tried
hell
to
was
play
going
along.
on.
I was terrible. I think I got one or two of these. Like
I played along for the first one, and then I'm like, wait, let me just take notes on this. And by the time I was typing, I'm like, I'd rather not watch.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, who picked the same? And it was like the same people every time. Like, all right, Turner wins, and we get his one-on-ones. Or no, we don't, because that's when this show wants to take a commercial. For the love of God, Big Brother, I don't know what you have to do. Can you give me half an hour or even 20 minutes uninterrupted where right after the veto, HOH right after the veto, we get no
They're never going to give you
commercials?
that, baby. And you know why? Because it's not quantifiable. Like they have a live show and they have to fill time. Okay. So what if there have been times in Big Brother where no one said anything? What if the HOH and this 5 contestants just sit there because they know what the nominees are going to be?
We'll get
what the
Julia
fuck
to
are they
talk.
going
I
to
don't
do then?
care.
No. They're not taking chances like that.
Oh,
So
if
no,
I
they
know
got
they're not, but I
everything.
don't-
That's why this competition, they knew about how long the competition was going to take. It's 7 questions. So it wasn't like the first one out. Because sometimes they play it like that with the quizzes. Like if you're out, if you miss a question, you're out. But they didn't do
No.
it that way. They were like, you get a
I
point
know.
each
I'm
time.
still
We're going to go
mad.
7 questions. I'm just saying.
I'm
yes.
still mad.
Well, we
and it
saw
will be-
enough of the. I knew instantly when he said Alyssa was going up. I knew what the nominees were going to be. Like once he told
I
Alyssa,
knew what the nominees
yeah.
were, but it's still my favorite part of the double is seeing the strategy.
well, they
and
showed
we're
us enough.
seeing-
I feel like, yeah.
It almost felt like it was an accident that we got Alyssa in the
We got
room
Alyssa.
talking to Turner, where he tells her, "You're going up next to Brittany. You're not the target." Brittany comes in and we cut.
Brittany, look,
And-
if I was Alyssa, I would have pushed back so hard on this because if Michael wins the veto, he's gonna take Brittany out the ball. Turner, like, okay, yeah, he got Michael out of the house, but he was smoking so much Michael crack tonight because they had the 3 guys that talked about this earlier in the week. And they were like, we need to nominate Brittany. And Michael was on board. Like, he was not really on board, but he was telling them that he was on board. We have to nominate Brittany. Brittany's been, lying to everybody. She's been, spinning her wheels this week. We have to nominate Brittany. And they were like, you wouldn't use the veto on Brittany. Like, you can't use the veto on Brittany. And he was like, no. Like, I wouldn't use the veto on Brittany. Like, if we have a gentleman's agreement, like, I wouldn't use the veto on Brittany. And they were like, okay, good. And they went over that a couple times. Monty and Turner leave. Michael looks at the camera and says, I'm totally using the veto on Brittany. Like, come on. Like, he knew. So like the fact that Turner was like to Alyssa, like, oh, I have it guaranteed that Michael's not going to use the veto on Brittany and you're not going to go home. If form held and Michael won the veto, he was going to use it on Brittany, which would have forced Turner to nominate Taylor, and the House would have had to pick between Alyssa and Taylor. And probably in that instance, Michael and Brittany save Taylor and evict Alyssa. Like, that's probably what happened. So Alyssa's fate was so on the stove tonight. Like, I was kind of shocked that she didn't push back more. She tried to push back, but and I also didn't understand Turner's whole reaction. I know people online were like, the reason he's nominating Alyssa and Brittany is because he wants to show Michael that he wasn't going to go after him if he doesn't win the veto, or if he wins the veto, that he was like, look, I was never going to go after you. But Michael knows that he's a smart guy. He knows he's the number one target for everybody in the house right now. Like, there was no point in not nominating Michael there because it allows him to save Brittany, and that's his GOAT to take to the final two. He wanted to take Brittany to the final two as a GOAT. Like, make no mistake, that's what he wanted. And I thought if they didn't get Michael out, they have to at least get Brittany out tonight. But
I don't know why.
I
don't know why you're surprised at Alyssa though, because she doesn't have one strategic bone in her body. So she was like,
she should have been like, he's lying to you. He's lying to you, and I heard him. He's gonna take Brittany out the block.
No shot. I would have rather lost her tonight. But maybe not tonight. Every other night.
Does she bang Kyle and Jerry House? Yes or no?
No, she won't.
Really? I'd say yes.
Oh yeah, they've already banged. Yeah, of course they're.
I know they banged already.
Yeah,
but I don't think in Jerry. I think she's serious about like not wanting to date him.
Really? I don't think she's giving it.
Her loins will be burning. No, if you did it on camera in front of 20 million people, you're gonna do it in the Jury House when there's no cameras.
Here's what I'd say,
though. Even though when everyone kind of thinks he's a little bit racist,
but I really think
he's only a little bit racist. I'm kidding.
I'm not judging. I'm just clarifying.
I'm saying what she's gonna think. Yeah,
that's how she'll justify. She's a little racist. Maybe just a hand job or something.
I guess you never know.
Something like
that.
But
whatever. Brittany and Alyssa are on the block, and Julie cuts. And the only note I have here is we get my favorite dramatic music that we get once a year of the bum bum ba-da-da-dum. I don't know. I love that. I don't know why. I love it. We get that.
Matt, were you ever part of a double eviction?
Yes. Yes. I left as the first component of a double eviction.
Oh, so you were okay. Sorry.
You didn't really get the double eviction.
So I didn't get the full flavor of it. No.
Okay, you didn't get the full flavor. Okay, cool.
Not all the fun.
You didn't get the fun music.
Yeah. The only thing I just wish everything got pushed a week and you used the Diamond Power veto and then got sent home in the second half of a double. Great. Great. But Big Brother can never give us what we want.
But nobody thought I was racist, so I won in that regard. You know, that's
you may have given that up by coming on here. Yes. As you come on this show a couple times, you're probably done with that one.
Yeah.
But the competition was called Amp It Up. They have to entangle themselves and press
now,
the button.
Bilski, when you saw this competition, didn't you think Michael was in trouble?
Yeah,
I thought anybody could win it. So yeah, I was like,
you know.
Like,
I thought it was too freaking tall and too lanky.
I thought Alyssa might even win. I've won this one.
Me too. I thought Taylor would win.
Yeah, Taylor would have been a great one to win. Totally, it's nuts.
I kind of was just like, flip a coin. Whoever wins it. I might have actually thought Turner, but regardless, they all think they win except Brittany. They're wrong. Monty wins it. So yeah, it was Taylor, Michael, Alyssa, Monty, Taylor, Monty, Turner in that order, I believe, in terms of who thought they had it, and then Monty wins it. Monty tells Alyssa he's going to use the veto on her. He then tells Turner that he's taking down Alyssa. Michael needs to go. And that's what I would have wanted to see. I would have wanted to see Michael trying to campaign, because we saw like that as they went to commercial, him trying to campaign to stay himself, and Turner honestly having doubts, because for Turner, I think he's a decent player, but boy, did Michael. I don't want to say came close, but Michael probably had the best shot with Turner of anybody of convincing him in the moment to not nominate him.
Alex, they can't show us everything. I still don't even know what Monty's childhood bedroom looked like because we didn't have time to see it. So I know you want some stuff. I want some stuff. We all want stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Alex.
I guess we want equally.
What does Terrence's bedroom look like? I have no fucking idea. I'll never know because Big Brother just can't fit everything in. Alex.
It was just a poster of him being DJ Showtime. There, I've told you what Terrence's bedroom
But Michael's speech, no shit, was probably one of the better, like, on the fly convincing speeches. He had a great pitch. I thought it was good.
Yeah, it was great. And Brent, I want to go to you next. So Monty uses the veto on Alyssa. Michael tries one plea to convince Turner not to nominate him. I don't know what he said. And then Turner's like, I have to open up first place, which he does. He nominates Michael. He makes the reference to Michael being the only other LGBT person in the house besides Turner.
Turner is bi.
Yes, which is nice to see. I don't think he admitted it on the show, which is nice.
Well, he admitted on the feeds, and they've just opted not to show it. So I'm sure people at home are like, "Who's talking about?"
Yeah, but it was nice. And I'm hearing people say that Michael was almost trying to use the LGBT card as a reason that Turner shouldn't nominate him.
I think that Turner opened that door in what he said. So, no, I agree with you. I'm just saying what people said. I think Michael was fighting as hard as he could.
And then Michael really did hard.
He fought. He said everything that he needed to say.
Oh, did he?
It was as Taylor noted on the couch. Like, it was a good pitch. It was a really good pitch.
Yeah.
Like,
so
Taylor and Alyssa are totally safe next week if they keep Michael. But of course, what they're leaving out is, but they're probably losing the game. Like, if they keep them there, they're not going to win the game. You're like, you might get to the end, but you're not going to win the game. So
Brittany says she's at a loss for words, and then Michael goes to town. And
stop. Let's talk. Nope. Oh my God! Please talk about Brittany, because oh my God, like Michael's fighting for his life. Michael's been carrying her the entire fucking time, okay, and like literally carrying her. Like Brittany's been carried by Michael this entire fucking time. The reason Brittany's been as safe as she's been is because she hitched her wagon to Michael, and he's been winning like crazy. Okay.
Yep.
And then he finally ends up on the block, and she's there as like a placeholder, literally. Okay, and she doesn't have the wherewithal to realize in the moment it's all about him. And it's about him. And it's about him leaving. Okay. But no, she has to make it all about her. When she's like, first, the best thing was when he said what he said in his eviction speech. She looked at him like,
oh,
and then she was like she did one of these like where she's like looking off in the distance. Like, you have to be video to watch this, but like she was like she's about ready to cry, but crying, but there's no tears.
She looked like a kid. She looked like a little kid who, just ready to go, and like was.
Someone in the
desperately.
chat here is saying that Brittany is currently still crying on the feed.
Oh yeah, no surprise. Yep, Hamster Watch. She is still in tears. Unfortunate. I hope she gets over it. But Michael's speech, I didn't write down the whole quote, but what he said essentially, he's like, "Listen, Taylor, this is not your move. It's the guy's move. And they're going to get credit on their resume for this. I will nominate the guys if I'm still here. Brittany's leaked a lot of info to everybody. And if I'm still here, we can take them all out because it's 3-1 advantage.
Oh my God. Okay. I just have to get it. I wish I could put this on the screen, but I can't. So BB Nonsense on Twitter, who I don't follow, I don't know. I think it's because other people liked this, who I follow, said Brittany was so confused, and Michael was like, "Let me explain, random bitch."
Oh yeah. She is. And the last point he made was that we're all going to take Brittany to the end because she's worthless. And Brittany just looks absolutely shell-shocked.
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah. What?
Because Brittany, wake up. Michael's good at this game, and he plays hard. Like, really hard. I don't know. Because
I do feel for Michael in that 10-minute time span from when Monty won the veto to him to the votes actually happening and Julie announcing the result, like that sinking feeling that Michael must be feeling, like, oh fuck, Jesus fucking
question for you, the both of you.
Yes,
if this is a normal week, does Michael's chances of A, not getting nominated go up or down, and B, do his chances of staying go up or down?
He's still getting nominated after the veto. His chances of staying go up.
I think I'm with you. Yeah.
What you think? What? Why?
I think he gets nominated after the veto, regardless.
Oh, I think he gets nominated, but I still think if he has more time, he's I think getting in Turner's head a little bit more. Yeah, Turner's still thinking about it harder. So I think he has a better shot in both ways if he stays. If it's a normal week, he goes home regardless.
I just think he's such a massive target. Like, it's the biggest.
I agree.
I've seen it.
Crazy.
But he's such a good target that I think he would have put up a good fight.
I guess.
But and I wouldn't mind would not have minded seeing it, but we get him out in the double.
Yeah, I think you're living in like Wishland, where you know.
Oh,
you're
of
fanboy
course
Michael.
I'm living in Wishland.
Yeah,
I'm admitting it.
It's so much more interesting.
I mean, he'll be back. He's looking easy. He'll be
Oh,
on
he will
challenges and shit. We haven't seen the last of this dude. He's
No, we have not.
he's a reality TV CBS star at this point, basically.
That's very true. I think so
I
too.
agree. Yep.
I think he'll be on the
Thank
challenge. I think he'll be.
100%. I mean, no.
Well,
doubt.
they need to bring they need the token gay guy back on.
Right, and
the
they get
future
the guy from the Amazing Race right now. Like he's terrible. So
He's horrible.
James.
And Michael's a beast. The
James
beastly gay is perfect.
Yeah.
casting for that.
So no, they're gonna bring Michael will be back on Big Brother at least, I bet, because we need the gay person.
I honestly don't know that. Maybe,
and they're not bringing Big D back.
Because he is a like challenge guy. Like, that was his thing, was challenge. And I feel like he's just going to go down that.
He might
road
go there
at this
too.
point.
I think he can do both.
He's
We'll
like,
see.
BB was his springboard, and now he's done with it.
I feel less confident with him on the chat. Like not him doing well on it, him getting on it. I don't know. Just a weird feeling. So I don't know. But Michael gets voted out 3-0. Taylor has a line of in this game friendship comes after $750,000. And Michael's like, I would like all of you to stay seated. There's one thing I would like to say. And he walks out. Walks out to applause and says,
sorry, I'm back apparently. I was off for a second. I felt like he went out like a cunt. I said that on Twitter. I felt like he went out like a little crybaby. I felt like, like he knows they have to get rid of him here. Why is he being so mean about it? Other people, Kat Dunn on Twitter, were like, I thought it was iconic. Because she retweeted me and she was like, I thought it was iconic. And I'm like, that too. It's kind of iconic anyway.
Yeah, both are true.
Yeah.
He was a crybaby, but it was a fun crybaby.
He was definitely a crybaby. But then, like, after he started talking to Julie, I think he started to realize, okay, I can't be a total crybaby because no one likes that. So
I think he was a little bit
face.
more almost just trying to be entertaining. He's like, oh, it's fun when.
I think he was pissed. He was pissed.
Oh, he's pissed too.
The few times that Michael has not gotten his way this season, he has been the biggest bitch. Like when Turner was HOH 2 weeks ago, and he nominated Taylor and Brittany, and Michael knew he was the backup target. Oh, Michael was like steaming, like talking to the cameras, and was like, and he realized that Kyle had betrayed him at that point, and Kyle was the reason like he was probably going to go up as a backdoor target, and that was before he even got drawn for veto. Like at that point, he may not even get to play in the veto because there were like 8
question for Brent specifically. Do you think he'd be a handful today? Do you think he'd be like kind of cool and chill and fun to date?
Oh, to date? No.
Yeah.
I think. Ooh, that's tough. I think he's probably a good husband, but it does bug me that like him and Hayden, that's his fiance, are kind of like they're the gay people that everybody thinks about when they're straight people. Does that make sense? So like
Yes.
the straight people of the world, when they think about gay people, they want to think about them like this, where they're like, they're gonna get married and they're gonna live in white picket fence and a house and like have pets or kids or something, like they don't put fags like me on CBS.
Like, what do you think you two would fight about if you two were a couple, if you two were dating? What would be like?
I don't
based
know.
on what you know about Michael.
I don't know enough about Michael. Like he was one of my least favorite people to watch on the feeds. He was just boring to me because it was all about comps with him.
I think you would have.
Go ahead.
I think you might just have a little less patience for his whining.
Yeah, I think you would.
Yeah, see, I don't date people that whine because I feel like
exactly
as it is. I'm a little bit of a whiner. I feel like I can be.
It's amazing. Just because you're both gay doesn't mean you'd be a great couple. Wow,
I know, right?
It's amazing. We're learning things.
Oh my God, let's not just associate people who have one common attribute together.
Well, if anyone else was into dudes, I would ask the same question. Just like he happens to be. You guys can ask me about.
Oh, I know. I'm messing with you. But like,
am I calling me, guys? Am I getting canceled? Am I homophobic? Brent, I'm sorry.
Matt, you've been canceled a while.
This is my public apology.
You've been canceled so many times. Oh my God.
Being insensitive by asking you if you would date Michael.
No.
No.
Not at all. No, I loved it. I thought it was a fun question.
We could take anything, Matt. We could take anything. I just like to mess with you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Why do you think I keep asking you to come back on?
Thanks.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So Michael's exit interview with Julie. He just wanted to leave the house. He feels bad for Brittany, but he had to try something and try. He did. Everybody made the right decision. I love this. Julie asks him about like the gentleman's agreement, and he tells her that it was a bunch of crap, and she's like, "What? What? You didn't want to work with Monty and Turner?" It's like, no, he's like, oh, no, Julie, I played the game and I told them what they wanted here. All right, Julie's shocked by the move. He respects the move. It's crazy that he passed Janelle and Vito wins. And I noticed when she mentioned that, I think she said Janelle's name like 4 times. Like, you passed Janelle and being the all-time Vito winner more than Janelle. Or I was like, okay, Julie's malfunctioning again. And then when he said he didn't expect to do as well, that shocked Julie because everything shocks Julie. And she calls him a beast, which was nice. And then he's like, I don't want to go to the jury house. But he does. He does. He wants to go to the jury house. He's going to have a nice time. And yeah, that's the book on Michael. Let's eulogize this game for a second. Brent, where does he rank for you in terms of all-time players?
Fred's
I was looking at a little clip on Twitter where BB Gossip tweeted, in case you missed it, this is where Michael's rope pulled off of his belt or his belt broke. And he said, what do I do? What do I do? So like, apparently I have to go back and watch this clip.
I saw it. It was pretty early on, the end of it.
Yeah. Like his rope came off the belt or something.
BB makes the shittiest stuff.
Yeah.
Like, shit just crumbles.
Because
like this.
Dr. Will like had the same competition in the live eviction when Eric almost and he broke his finger when he almost won it, and like it didn't the rope didn't break then. So I find it hard to believe that Michael broke it, but apparently he did.
No, it happened like real early on in the comp, but you can see it on TV.
Yeah. Michael was panicking.
Yeah, I don't think Michael ranks amongst the greats. I don't think.
Yeah. I don't think anybody does this season.
Yeah,
he's probably the top. So that's why I'm asking.
Where
is he in terms of the all-time?
I don't think I feel like he's replacement level player. I really average.
Yeah, he's like Frank. You remember what we thought about Frank Udy when season 14 was going on? That's kind of how we think about. He's comp-piece guy, but that's sort of what he was.
He didn't push to further his game during his second HOH and his third HOH. Brittany all but begged him to get Monty out of the house this week, and he wouldn't do it. Like the thing about Michael was that pissed me off was he realized his game was coming down to the comps. Okay, so at that point, no matter what people have told you, it's all about the comps. Like you have to win. You're in the Kevin Martin position from Big Brother Canada 5. You have to win. Win. If you don't win, you're out. Period. End of story. If you're not immune, you're out. Okay, and he's been immune every fucking week. There was only 1 week that he wasn't immune when Monty was HOH early on. Okay, every other week he's been immune. He was either HOH or the veto holder or both. Okay, so at that point, he knows in his heart of hearts, if I don't win, I'm out. So recognizing that, I thought for him not to take out Turner or Monty this week was ridiculous. Like he absolutely had to get Monty out of the house this week, in my opinion. But he thought that there was a chance that these guys would hold true to their gentleman's agreement or whatever. He like in the back of his mind, he thought he might be the next target. Which bitch, you are the target. What do you mean the next target? You are the target. I just never understood he was so passive with regard to, number one, using his HOH powers to get out the right person, and number two, throwing his ally Brittany under the bus when she ostensibly could have saved him this week by making some backup plans, and he didn't tell her that she was being ratted out by other people. Like, okay. I don't think he's that good. Sorry.
No, I'm a little higher on him than both of you are. I think he's slightly above replacement level.
Yeah, I think he's great. I think I'm more with you, Alex. He's great, but he's not like one of the greats. He's a great competitor.
I think he's a great character. He's a very good player.
I don't think he's a great.
He's a good player.
For whatever Big Brother is now, I guess he's a great. He can be ratified as a good character, but like he's no Matt Hoffman. Like
of course not. No.
Raven. Like he's not one of these people that brings like authenticity to the show. Again, I felt like his diary rooms were fucking cut and paste. His jury goodbyes were so cut and paste. I never knew who Michael was. The only time I felt like I knew who Michael was when it was with two moments. Number one, when he was pissed that Kyle had betrayed him and ranted to the cameras that he was going to destroy Kyle, and that if he went home this week, Kyle was going to go down with him, which he effectively did. And number two, when he lost the veto competition and was, pleading from the couches tonight and like panicking and being kind of a whiner about it and kind of a cunt. Like that's when I finally got who the real Michael is. Okay. This Disneyized version of him in the diary room and, coming into the diary room to cast his vote going, mwah, and, that's not him. I felt like we never got to know him because he had this facade on the whole time. Like, that's why I think, but this is, sorry, I'm going in two different directions with my thoughts. That's why they cast these people like Michael on the show, because he's very controllable. Like, you know what you're going to get with Michael. They don't put the Ravens and the Matt Hoffmans of the world on the show anymore because you don't know what you're going to get with them, Like, sorry.
Yeah. All right. I'm a bit more of a fan of Michael than clearly you are. But I will say, I think, and I think it points to a strength of the season that if Michael is in theory the best player, like when we put these 16 people on the list of best to worst Big Brother players, he's probably at the top. Maybe I'd say he's maybe at the top, but he's not very high. This cast, nobody's really good at the game, and I think that helps it a lot. And it's made this season entertaining because now we're down to the final five, and there are three people I could see winning, and I think would be deserving.
Who can win?
Monty, Turner, Taylor. That's it.
What if Brittany and Alyssa take each other to the end?
Oh, good. No, I don't think they do, or I don't think they make. Oh, God.
They should. They should.
Of course they should, but I don't trust either of them to do what they're supposed to do. So, in that instance, probably Alyssa wins. Oh, good Lord, if that happens, this season's down the toilet.
No, I don't think. I think she has no stake in winning.
I agree she has no stake, but neither does Brittany.
I think Alyssa wins against Brittany. I do. I think even Taylor votes for Alyssa. Yeah.
Yeah. Secretly thinking she's smart or something. I don't know. But we got Julie says once again, love one another. We see Brittany crying, reconsoling her, and that was the double eviction. We have over 500 people watching this at least on the East Coast. It is
because of Hoffman.
It's 12:30.
Hey, thanks, guys.
Yes. If anyone, you guys want to take a couple questions before we wrap up?
Well, for 500 people, do we have 500 questions? Let's do it.
No, and if you have 500 questions, we're not doing it.
I need to get out of here, but go ahead.
These people are.
I do too.
Tea. I'm sorry, I have tea.
Oh, you have tea. Let's get to your tea while people come up with questions.
It's like it was just like funny because you brought her up, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot. Like I've never noted this before. Okay, so and it's because Hoffman's on the show that I also like. Okay, so do you guys remember there was a sequester mini where they had the Big Brother versus Big Brother USA versus Big Brother Canada. Okay, and after that,
good Lord, yeah,
Ika and Caitlin.
That was so good. That was so good.
Caitlin Hoffman. Oh my God, said Caitlin Hoffman.
That's on YouTube. That's on YouTube.
I know, right? Caitlin Herman got into it. It was basically like Ida reading Caitlin from filth. Okay, well, I was there. Okay, during that. All right. And at the time, Caitlin at the previous season had been on RHAP quite a bit. Okay, like she had every Thursday she was there, right? Okay, so I had done some, right, and so she's following me on Twitter, right? After I sat through the whole thing and did not defend her, she unfollowed me on Twitter. Okay, that's part of the tea. But the thing that pisses me off is that petty bitch waited until I did something to her to unfollow me, where Matt Hoffman just unfollowed me out of the blue. If you're a person of character,
I never have unfollowed you. Did I unfollow you? Yes, I did not.
Oh yeah. Oh.
Here's what happens. I don't think I ever really followed you.
You did. You did. Oh, no. I know this. Okay, because we previously talked about this and you forgot. Like we were on some Terran Twitch together or something.
Brent is a bit about Twitter.
Matt, I'm not mad.
No,
you told me the last time. I think it was the sequester thing. You were like, look, I think it's because you like retweet stuff all the time, which I do, and you were tired of seeing the shit in your timeline.
That could be possible. I do unfollow people who get too crazy with just bullshit. So that's possible because I like Brent. I even
Brent
told
does a spicy Twitter sometimes.
Yes,
I
you did tell me you
spoke
love me.
well
Yes.
I spoke well of you when you weren't even here. It's Alex, and I didn't need to.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he spoke well of you.
I didn't say anything about your shitty Twitter, but I said I specifically I enjoyed the company of. I could do without your hot takes on the internet retweeted a million times, but I like you.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. All right.
I'm gonna follow you.
Yeah, that's Caitlin's such a I can't say that.
I love hearing drama like
Caitlin's
that.
so petty. Just she waited until
great.
I didn't take her side, and then she unfollowed me, which is just so typical. Like, come on.
I love it.
And
I'm gonna follow you.
And I followed her for a long time after that until I was like, well, I gave up on her, so I unfollowed her. So, but I gave her a long time though. I did.
All right. Well, I have a question for you, Brent.
Yes.
We know that at the bottom of like the winner power rankings for this jury right now is probably Alyssa than Brett. You could maybe flip them, but who's order them 1, 2, 3 for me? Monty, Turner, and Taylor. Anybody a slam dunk against anybody?
I think Monty is number 1, Taylor's number 2, Turner's number 3, but they're very close to each other. And then I think it's a very long gap, and then it's Alyssa, and then a little gap, and then it's Brittany.
I agree. I will flip 2 and 3. I think Turner is over Taylor, actually.
You think so?
Yeah, because I think the Terrence will go with Turner. I think Alyssa would go Turner.
Taylor doesn't have a great game, so I mean, like, she had a great. She was pitied a bunch at the beginning. People picked her and blah blah, but that doesn't make her a good player.
I can't believe I think Turner can win this game. Wow.
I don't think it's an amazing game. I think that she can say, look, I survived the block early on when everybody was against me, which is very true. Like she survived when everyone in the game was against her.
Here's the bummer thing about Big Brother, Brian. And look historically, like, and it sucks. This is an unfortunate part of the game is like early Big Brother is the hardest. You're competing against more people, and everything that happens is like against you have a smaller capacity to win. So arguably, you'd say that is the most impressive place to be good in the game. But it turns out really no one gives a shit. By like the end of the game, people have totally forgotten about everything in pre-jury. No one gives a fuck what kind of great moves you made and what comps you won back then. And it's sad because that is the important part of the game. And that's the only time she maybe kind of had an argument that she did anything good. And I think people would just put that in the who gives a shit pile.
Yeah, I think that if Taylor does win, I think it's going to be because of her social game. Because let's be clear, people have been total bitches to her sometimes, like behind her back and to her face. And I feel like she has had nothing but grace for them. Like she was so great to Kyle anyway, she was just too good. Like there have been times where I've seen her on Twitter where Terrence is openly just maligning this woman, and she is just highly of him. And she reached out for social media not to be too mean to Kyle. Which of course that train has left the building, but
and it never was in the building.
You're describing America's favorite player, but you are not describing the winner of Big Brother. So I think that's what I think she deserves, not the winner of Big Brother.
I'm just saying, like, if she wins, it's going to be because they like her as a person, not because of her gameplay. But we'll see how the end game goes. If she wins an HOH and gets Turner out of the game, we'll see. Right now, I think Turner. I think I'm probably with you. I think Turner would probably beat Taylor, but it's very close, baby. It's very close.
Oh, I love hearing that Alex is right again. Oh, this is great.
Turner.
I followed you on Twitter, Brian. You got my.
Oh my God! You're gonna unfollow me soon, and I won't be mad when you do. I just want to be clear. I was not mad when Caitlin unfollowed me, and I was not mad when Matt unfollowed me. It just it was the when she did. See, like Matt just did it.
Oh yeah, I just saw one too many retweets. I was like,
I know, right? Yeah, exactly. Crazy.
All right.
Well, we're back, Brian.
There is a question I've seen in the chat, and I think Matt, you'll like this. Why do you think Enzo was called onto the challenge instead of you?
I don't know. Why do we think that? What do I know about it? I think
Matt is not a company man.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like, look, I don't think I would cause any problems, but I think there's a perception that I would cause problems, and also I might cause problems, but it wouldn't be on purpose.
You wouldn't be on purpose.
And I wouldn't cause racial problems or like how homophobic.
That's very true.
Nothing like I did on the podcast today. I wouldn't do anything like that. I wouldn't ask anybody about who they did. But I would just be a little bit rough to wrangle production-wise.
Yeah, how did Enzo do in the challenge? Do we know this? Is he still in? Is he on still?
He is on still. I spoke to him recently, and so I don't want to give any spoilers.
I don't know how he's not very good at it. He's very bad at the challenges, but he's still
Okay,
there.
well, I figured he would be. Like it's like I would be terrible at the challenge. Yeah.
He's an old dude. He's doing it right for what he's doing. You know, he's Enzo. He's never been like a challenge guy, but he did that all brawl against that little dude and messed him up pretty good.
Yeah, he messed up Leo.
Yeah, I think it's cool. I like to see Enzo kind of being a reality TV star now. That's what I was telling you. Like, dude, you're like our reality TV star now.
Yeah, I'm not speaking ill of Enzo being on the challenge. I just thought it was an odd pick, but God bless him. Like I'm glad he's getting work. It's good for him.
Out of nowhere, right? Like 12 years later,
right?
I'm like, I'm rising from the dead. Gives everybody hope, right?
Yeah.
If only I behaved better. But who wants that?
Man, if you behaved better, you wouldn't be you, and I
wouldn't be here.
To talk to you
Is
right
the
now.
problem? I'd be on the challenge like a sucker. I wouldn't be on reality after show.
Yeah, and you'd have a lot more money.
Bussing over here on reality after show.
Right.
Well, he's drugging. What's the word?
He was
on the challenge.
discussing.
I don't know, but you know what? Maybe then you'd have more money to like take me.
You know,
out
it's
to
season
dinner when I get to
12 though.
Chicago.
We're running out of people to take. I got to be next in line, right? I mean, most of my cast has been poached for various things. So who knows?
Wait, no, we need to get Reagan on something.
It's too bad that Eric Stein is like a better version of me. I feel like something horrible needs to happen to Stein.
Oh, I'm joking. Actually, you know who I want on the challenge?
God, who?
Kathy. I want Kathy.
Yes,
Oh my
I'm
God.
with you.
I want Sheriff.
I could be here for that. And Matt, do you still talk to Reagan?
Yeah, I just talked to him recently. We were just shooting
Okay.
shit about horror movies.
He annoys me, but whatever.
Yeah, it's polarizing. It's great. It's a good way to be.
Wow, Brent can't.
I
get
annoy
along with
people
the
too.
gays.
Love
We
Rachel.
were just texting Rachel today about we were reminiscing about their wedding that I officiated, and it's their 10-year anniversary today. So we were just kind of
Such a great
Happy
call.
anniversary.
I love them. Happy anniversary to the Branchels.
Yes. Can you believe that happened? Like that, their whole family, like that happened because of your season. That's so boggling.
Yeah, Kristen Bidding is pregnant. I heard through the grapevine. I don't know if this is true or what.
God.
It's a little MAGA baby, I guess. We don't know.
Yeah. She's so beautiful. Oh, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway.
Oh,
And that's
Brent, do you have
my
any
release.
tea on Tyler and Angela? Apparently something happened. I don't know.
Heard, but I have not seen. I don't think it's true. And people were like, people were thinking that I was the one spreading that. I was like, please don't drag me back in. Oh my God, again. Like, don't drag me in. That's why I don't want to be axed from Fair Play's podcast too. I don't think Fair Play would give a shit. But seriously, like, I don't want that again.
I'm in for all the drama. I want to know it all. I want to hear it all.
Oh God.
Oh yeah. Man. Oh man. All right.
I'm
I'm good to wrap up if you guys are. Matt, any final thoughts?
No, it's always great to hang out with you and 500 other people on Reality After Show.
Yes.
Sponsored by
Yes,
Manscaped.
get the new name right. Brent, what about you? Actually, Matt, who's winning this game?
I think it's gonna be Turner Monty final two. That's my pick.
But who wins?
I think it's
And
probably.
who wins? I think it's Turner.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Turner Monty finals too at this point. But like, if one of the girls can win HOH, they need to put Turner and Monty right up on the block.
Yeah.
Any combination that is not Turner Monty, you might as well like end them the check. Like, can they please be smart enough to do that? Do you think? Because I know Taylor knows that Taylor and Monty are working together, or that Turner and Monty are working together at this point. I know she knows that because Monty brought her information Turner brought her information that Monty hadn't previously told her that he should have told her. So she knows that they're working together. So I'm hoping, like, friendships aside, honey, got to put up Monty and Turner. Got to.
If they can finagle dragging Brittany with them to final three, it's over.
I hope Brittany wins HOH. That way, Taylor doesn't have to do it. Like, or Alyssa. I don't know how she wins HOH, but God bless. Yes.
I think I'm with.
But if Taylor wins HOH, she's got to do it. She's got to put up Monty or Turner. She's got to know they're working together.
No, not or both of them.
Yeah.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Put them both up, because if she doesn't put them both up, then if the one who's off the block wins the veto, they can veto each other off the block, just like the Renegades, and control the votes that week, and both stay. And she can't play for HOH the following week, and both of them can. Like, it would be a nightmare. So yeah. Hoping. I'm waiting to see who the new HOHs.
Yeah, I don't believe we have anything from Hamster Watch yet. I agree with you on the final two. I think Monty wins that, though. I think they take him more seriously as a player. So yeah, we still have animals on the feeds, and the OTEV curse is still on, and the first in curse is still on. Brittany's spiraling, and yeah, we got 2 weeks. What do we have? 2.5 weeks. Is the 9th? Yeah, we have 2.5 weeks to go from 5 to 3. So they're gonna take their sweet time, milk this out for all it's worth. I hope it's entertaining, but Matt and Brent, thank you both so much for being on. Matt is at MH Moonvez on Twitter. Brent is at One Lucky Gay. I am at Alex M. Rubino.
Excellent.
If you want to become a patron of Reality After Show, what's the new? I think ad-free NSFW should still work. Let's see if it does.
And get the exclusive Matt Hoffman ball shaving extravaganza.
Yeah, it does work, by the way. Yes, that will work. So adfreeNSFW.com until I remember what the name is. What else? The challenge is almost over, but it's not yet. So check out Johnny Fairplay, Johnny Fairplay, Dan Monchel, and Alex Tree is talking about that. Survivor South Africa is over. Check out all that coverage. Survivor 43 is starting up in 2 weeks, and cast of people will have content for that. And Brent and Bobby hopefully will be back next week. I will be stuck at a wedding on a Thursday because somebody in my family decided they wanted to get married on a Thursday during Big Brother and football season, which crazy. They didn't really take my schedule into account when planning a wedding, but of course not. All right. For Matt, for Brent, I am Alex. Have a great night, everyone. See you next week.
Yeah.
Bye.
And for more bonus content, go to realitypatron.com. That's right, become a patron now. Get additional coverage of all your favorite shows, the weekly Q&A, and you become a member of the secret, exclusive Facebook group. That's realitypatron.com.